Last episode on Hand of Fate. After figuring out that Cyrus was secretly a fucked up eugenicist the entire time, they go to the Dawnlit Isle to ask the king what to do about him, only to find out that the king and his demigod of life and death advisor have actually been super murdered for years now. This presents problems. The group decide the solution to this problem is to jump into another plane without a concrete way out. Again. How many times is this now? So Endura, Quoth, and Garrett jump into the Feywild with Tatis, Cerberus, Hildred, and Damien to find the miscreants, only to find a sex goddess. Quoth, sex goddess. He is not happy about this. Endura wants to commit murder. Spoiler alert, she does not end up getting to murder and is still alive and about. Eventually, they do manage to find some of the miscreants among the sex goddess's people. Farkrow, Tazd, and Rattler. Hey, Rattler, the man we've been looking for since the start of the campaign. We can't forget to tell Moonlight about her brother. They end up making a deal with Felurian that they super duper plan to follow through on, and go to find the Seelie and Unseelie court to absolutely follow through on this deal. At the Unseelie court, they meet two of their sons, the oldest, Mr. Deadman Walking, and the youngest, Freaky Little Fucker. Freaky Little Fucker is very interested in Quoth. Despite this, they agree to take Freaky Little Fucker to use his sleeping curse on the sex goddess. Which he does. Yay! And then he uses it on the rest of the party. Oh no. He and Endura murder each other for a comically long amount of time before she's also knocked out. In Dreamland, they get to see Quoth's dad again. Hi, George Not Found. How's the dream controversy going? He wakes the group up and they start trying to super duper murder Freaky Little Fucker with very little success. They eventually meet Lunan, the second prince of the Unseelie. Not that they ask that, or even his name. As a matter of fact, they ask nothing about this man who offers to help them. I'm sure this won't be important later. Lunan lifts them into the room where they murder the boys, and then they go to return home, to free themselves and George Not Found from this curse. Luckily, Farkrow can get them back to the mortal plane to a Bane town where they meet Ezekiel, from last campaign. This can't be a bad sign. Ezekiel asks them being Endura and Eldred, very important questions about their parents. I'm sure this isn't a bad sign at all. Oh. Next thing you know, half the group is on a scary ship, and hey look, Zira's here, you can work with her now. Anyways, Damien and Cerberus get yeeted off the ship into the plague, Craig is sent after them, and suddenly it's just the three players and Tatis. Hey, I'm here too. Luckily they hear a voice on the wind say the spell plague was caused by Seven. Ah, shit. So off they trot to go talk to King Dream. Luckily, this dream might be slightly less sane than the content creator, but the literal dictator is somehow still a better person, and he agrees to meet with them. Quoth isn't quite ready to confront his daddy-in-law issues yet, so just Endura and Garrett go. Hey, whatever deal you make, just keep Ari and I out of it. Yeah, whatever. So what do you guys have to offer? How about Ari? Bet. Endura and Garrett both make a demon deal, agreeing not to help Quoth get Ari back, to not raise a finger against Dream or any member of the Chandrian. They also cannot step foot inside of Savin defined by the current walls at the time of the deal. In return, if they manage to turn some of the dragons to Dream, he will cure their teammates. This seems like a totally fair deal we won't spend the next 5 sessions trying not to follow through on. They move Endura's remaining family into Witness Protection Program and then go to ask the eugenicist's freaky younger brother about this plague. This is an overall great decision, I'm sure. Oh. So, never mind all that. Time to jump into Pandemonium and fight Orcus to save Quoth from the weird rock he made a deal with and then pissed off. We're back. Did you figure out a cure yet? I made a glove. How does that help us with the spell plague? The what now? It lets me hold this cool angel whip. Ugh, whatever. We're gonna go talk to some random dragons. Work on the cure. Well, I made it deadly now. The group break up for a bit with Quoth and Garrett going to try and work on their deal with King Dream, while Endura tries to get Davin to focus. Instead, they discover together Cyrus has escaped his cell by getting into his new clone body. Seemingly, someone killed him. Davin tries to ask his other brother what happened, but Cortez isn't talking other than to insult Endura, so Davin smacks him in the mouth and they move on. Garrett and Quoth had much better luck and come back with masks to let them into the Plague City briefly to speak with the king and queen. But instead of figuring out how to turn Mayrin and her dragons to Dream's side, they figure out Damien is the Angel of Fear. Aiden. He denies this fact. He has amnesia, but he still denies it. So they go back to plan A and try to turn some dragons to Dream's cause, and it goes poorly. So poorly, they end up kidnapping the queen's son instead. And how do you get out of a plagued castle with a kidnapped child? I think we have a problem. Shut up and get in the plane hole. The random plane hole ends them in Carceri, aka the only plane that planar magic doesn't work in. Hey, it's okay. All you have to do is get a boat. It's literally less than a paragraph in my notes. Oh. But they managed to get back and trade the prince for their friends, and the dragons they convinced, or killed, for everyone being cured, so Damien and Cerberus have rejoined the group. Or they would. As the group then decide to trade their ice dog for a fire cat to have the type advantage on the next gym leader, and oh hey, Eldrick is here suddenly. How did you get free from Ezekiel?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
The next boss being Ezekiel's giant lich dragon that Dream helpfully suggests they should build a giant trap for that will ground its lightning. If only someone knew about a cult of inventors that could aid them. So, time to go into Garrett's home city and meet his dad, and oh shit, is that a sphinx and a god hunting us? Oh god, oh fuck! They talk to Garrett Sr. about convincing the cult, and he's all, oh, that's easy.
There is a prophecy. So,
only issue is Garrett's stepmom won't let them go into her cool spooky basement because he'll die or something. So they fight about this until a certain pissed off angel comes in to find them, and oops, guess she's dead now instead. She holds off King long enough for them to get away and fulfill the prophecy, and Garrett gets some sick ass wings, but he's kind of more sad about his stepmom. Or he would be if King wasn't currently threatening to kill his dad. I know the solution to this problem. And this is where we left off. The group in the abyss with Garrett's dad. Other than Tatis and Eldrick, who they lost in the city and have probably been eaten by a sphinx by now.